Hello people of YouTube, welcome back to Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Last time when we left off, we just got to Sinner's Rise, and now we will go into Sinner's Rise and work our way to the boss. And I'm sorry about the somewhat weird uploading and everything. I've been having some difficulties getting this stuff working properly and running smoothly. But hopefully I can get this working and get to an actual schedule of when to do this stuff. And so now we have a bunch of guys, a bunch of world swordsmen, who think they're being fancy and think they can do Dark Souls 3 stuff with their swords. For those of you who don't know what I'm referring to the weapon art of the Great Sword in Dark Souls 3. Speaking of which, if any of you are curious to see some of Dark Souls 3, you should check out Ouroboros the Ninja. He has a hour and 50-something minute video of the network test from a few weeks ago. So if you're curious to see some footage of Dark Souls 3, he's got plenty. And there isn't much to it, but it is interesting to see what one of the areas looks like and how the gameplay works and stuff. So here we are at the bottom of Sinner's Rise, and for those of you who may be wondering, I always send the elevator back up after I come down, because I know I'm going to die eventually, and this way I don't have to pull the lever and wait for the elevator to come back up. When we come down here, things are different than they were in the original Dark Souls 2, because this guy is here. Yes, a second flexing sentry. And my typical strategy for taking care of this guy is standing back here where he can't go and attacking him while he attempts to attack me but can't reach because he's too fat to fit through the door. Now there are probably better ways of killing him, but this is a safe way to kill him. Or at least it's the safest way I know of. Now let me see if I actually got... I do not. Well, damn. Never mind about that then. Whoa, where'd you go? Come on, Flexing Sentry. This is why I'm not a fan of this area. I don't like this Flexing Sentry being here. The boss version of him? Not hard. Random version sitting in the middle of water? A little annoying. And now we have all these guys to deal with again, so... You die. I still need to figure out what weapon I'm going to make my main weapon for this playthrough. That way I can actually start upgrading it. This weapon's pretty nice. The only thing I'm not a fan about with this weapon is the amount of durability it's got. And I'm going to die if I try and keep fighting these guys. Hold up. Life gem away. This guy. Ha, you can't hit me because I'm killing your friend. Now, If you don't want to fight these guys, I'm pretty sure you can just make a beeline to the elevator and take it down, and they shouldn't be able to kill you. But I prefer killing them for the extra souls and just to ensure they don't try to follow me down the elevator. I've had enemies before follow me down elevators and I'm thinking, okay, they'll just stay up there. And then no, they jump down and they attack you, knock you off the elevator, and you fall to your death. Okay, is there any really strong weapon that I'm actually able to wield? Do I have those strengths to two-hand this? I do. I'm still fat rolling. Oh wow, I'm at 92%. I'd have to take all that off just to not fat roll. But it might be worth it. I can lower him over here. Ow, okay, I've never seen that before. Now, that's one thing I've always found weird about the Souls games, is that no matter how much I've played them, no matter how many times I play them, I always end up finding out that the enemies have movesets and stuff I've never seen before. There we go. And if I just rinse and repeat this strategy here, it shouldn't take too long to kill them. I know this might be what you might call a more pansy strategy to do this, but hey, it keeps me alive. Okay. Again, never seen that one before. I'm wasting all my S's before I even get to the boss. I just realized I'm doing that. Ow. I should be using life gems. And I was using Estus. Well, I might have a harder time on the boss then, but oh well. No big deal. Come on. Give me your weapons. There we go. I kind of wish that this guy didn't respawn, but if I remember correctly, he will respawn immediately. Well, as many times as the game will allow him to respawn. Which is actually something that I find really annoying about Dark Souls 2 when compared to Dark Souls 1. Is that in Dark Souls 1, big enemies like this wouldn't respawn. They remain dead. In this game, they respawn as many times as all the rest of the enemies do. And Flex Infantry is dead. So now I can put all my armor and weapons back on. And yes, that might be a bit of a cheaper way to do the fight, but hey. Cheap way? Yes. Do I survive? Yes. In my opinion, it's worth it. Anyway. So we go over here, and there's a hidden wall. Once again, this is a secret I never knew about until seeing it on someone else's video. You find a bleed stone in the northern ritual bands, which I don't remember what that does. I know it has something to do with magic. Ah yes, increases spell uses, but it reduces your HP. Yeah. Blossom Kite Shield, I believe that gives stamina regen. So. You come around here, and this guy ducks down. Now down below there are some items, and I think I might try and go ahead and get them. But there are a lot of these explodey guys down there. Which is what makes this area a pain in the butt. I've already mentioned about how annoying these guys are. And there's at least a good 5 or 6 of them down there. But that should have been all of them. So, we should be able to go down here and gather what few items are down here. There we go. Here's an item. Okay, this way. There's one in here. Well, maybe there's not one. Okay, so there's only that one item. And then you've got this door. A door that I'm not going to open. Reason being is that that door there is only required if you do not fight Ruin Sentinels. If you go ahead and do what I did and fight the Ruin Sentinels, you get the Bastille key, which can open these doors up here, allowing you to skip all those explodey guys down at the bottom. There's also a Haid Knight in here, waiting, as well as a Fire Seed. Now, the Haid Knight, I'm not gonna mess with him. He's a bit annoying, and I'd rather not get killed. So come down here. We'll run back here, and right through here is the first major boss of the game. Well, the first major boss that we're gonna fight. But you come up these stairs, which you'll want a torch lit for this part, so you can either run back to the bonfire or use a flame butterfly. Either way, you want to set light to these here. This is insanely important if you are a magic user. Reason being is that when you enter the boss fight, the Lost Center puts the lights out, making it pretty dark in the room, making it impossible to lock onto them, which in turn makes magic very, very hard to use in a pitch black room. Not to mention, even without that, you can sometimes lose sight of Lost Center in the dark room, so lighting those makes it a lot easier. Which is why I recommended going and fighting Ruin Sentinels to get that key. Makes this section of the game a bit easier. Now we'll climb up here. And you might be wondering why I'm working my way back. Well, there's someone I have to grab. An old friend that we met with not too long ago. One who can aid us in our endeavor to kill the sinner who has lost their way. Unfortunately, I only have one Estus left. But oh well. And right back here, we will find our good friend, Lucatiel of Mira. And this is one of her bosses. One of the ones you can fight with her, or you have to fight with her, I should say, in order to get her equipment. Which, truth be told, her sword that Lucatiel uses is an amazing dexterity greatsword. It is really good, especially for a bit more of an early game. Oh wait, who's this? Oh yeah, Sellsword Loot. That's one of the new Skull of the First Sin summons. Personally, I don't like having too many summons. I know that may sound weird, because some people probably think, oh, more summons makes the fight easier, right? Not necessarily. It does make it easier in the sense that you're not the only target of the boss. However, it doesn't help in the fact that for every summon you have, the boss gets more health. Which is why I typically only summon for people like Lucatiel or the other guy, Benhart of Jugo. So here we are. The Lost Sinner. And if all goes well, this fight shouldn't take too long. But that's only if it goes well. And there goes the lights, leaving us with just the Lost Center. As well as the two lights I lit earlier, so. Ow. Probably should have applied this to my weapon before entering the boss fight, but oh well. Ow, I did not know you could get hit on the backswing there. Another thing to remember is that Lucatiel has to live this fight. And you can't let her die if you're trying to do her quest. Ooh. If I remember correctly, Lost Sinner is actually resistant to fire. So if you're doing pyromancy, Lost Sinner has some resistance to your fire type attacks. But Lost Sinner doesn't seem to be very good at taking physical damage. Or lightning. I will tell you that right now, a lot of enemies in this game are not very resistant to lightning. Ow, I'm going to die. Lucatiel, swing your dang sword. Thank you. Okay. We did it! Yay! Thank you, Lucatiel. And with that, the Lost Sinner has been defeated. In only about a minute. Yeah, Lost Sinner's not that hard a boss fight. But, for a magic user, and I speak from experience here, Lost Sinner can be a pain in the ass if you're a magic user. We'll come down here, we'll open this chest, and we'll get a fragrant branch of yore and an Elizabeth mushroom. Blah, Elizabeth mushroom. Those are useful. And here are the first of 4 primal bonfires that we will light in this game. Our bonfire is lit, and we go to the far fire, otherwise known as Majula. So now we're headed back to Majula. Plain and simple. We beat Lost Sinner, and we're back here. And I'm going to rest at the bonfire so my character stops being so bent over. Now, one thing I need to do, because I keep forgetting, is Sublime Bone Dust. I always get this stuff, but always forget to use it. This will make my Estus flasks heal more health, which in turn should keep me from using as many of them.
That is more than most undead can say.
So, now I can talk to the Emerald Herald and I can level up some more. Yay, levels! And I think 15-15 for now should be good on my intelligence and faith. I will increase my health and stamina. Well, I'm looking pretty good on stamina right now. I guess we'll buff those as well as buffing my my attunement. Why not? Okay. I think I'll probably stop with my dexterity and strength at about 20 each. And one thing I forgot to do is I got to use my soul items, which I've gotten quite a few of them from exploring Lost Bastille and other areas. But I think it's about time I start doing a bit of upgrading. I need to decide on the weapon to use and to start upgrading. What do you have for sale? The spear could be nice. But there are some better spears in the game than just the standard spear that I can get my hands on. I think for now I'll just upgrade my current sword. Simply because it's already doing pretty well for me at this point. And to be honest, it'll probably be a while before I decide to change weapons.
What?
If I even decide to change weapons. So. And because of all my exploring, I have 17 Titanite shards that I have yet to use. and as well as 6 large Titanite shards. So now my weapon, my sword, now instead of doing the standard amount of damage that it normally does, now does 200 base damage. Quite a good weapon for this point in the game. And I think I'll also really quickly talk to you again and reinforce my rapier a few times since I have the shards to do so. So now my rapier is a bit stronger as well. So these will be our weapons for a little bit. And this is where we'll end this episode. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you all return in the next video. So long.